Hey everyone, good morning. I am really so blessed with your presence this morning. It is never easy to speak after your boss and after your coach. Okay, I had an echo there. Good morning, everybody. I was just saying that it is never easy to speak immediately after your boss and your coach, but I am doing it because I am guided by the Spirit. And thank you all for coming. I am really happy. If you started this morning with us, you would follow the flow. Everybody is in the presence of God. And so we are going to start in His presence. I'll also call on everyone to bow down for a minute of prayers. And I will just say, thank you, Lord. May the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity for a day like this. And thank you for using us as your vessels. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everyone. And we have the empowerment conference, and I choose unlock your passion and become your best version because that is what I do. And like I said, it is really not easy to come after powerful speakers like the Amazing Sylvia, like Pandi, and like Boss. Boss is my coach. She is the boss, and when you have to talk after her, then you know that you have a lot of work to do. But I trust God because He is the one who has given me this opportunity to share with you today. And so I would continue with all the things that I always say. Your commitment to yourself is the best investment you will ever make because everything is about you. Once you get you together, you can be able now to share the best of you. That's why they say you have to fill your cup so you can serve from your overflow. And so before I start, let me acknowledge the presence of everyone in the chat. You are so many. The chat is running so fast. I can't call you all by name, but I acknowledge your presence and I thank you for taking your time to come here and share with us today. And for those of you who don't know me, I am a life coach and my name is Mary Mah. I help you to reinvent yourself and reset your life using a 5-step process, which I call reset. And reset for me is my acronym for resilience, education, strategy, experience, and training. So I use that acronym to help you with those processes to reinvent your life. And those processes, you can use them individually, you can combine them, you can use them altogether depending on where you are at in your journey. So for everybody, some people might just need to flex their resilience muscles to overcome any challenge. Some people will need education, and education here does not mean formal education, going to college. No, education here is you learning the things that are going to serve you, you unlearning your limiting beliefs, and you relearning the things that are serving you so as to optimize them and to serve you better. And so I use those processes because I am on a mission to tell you that you are not a failure just because you failed at something. And if there's one thing you will go away with after this presentation is remember, always bear in mind that you are a work in progress and there is always room for improvement. And it is never too late to start a new life or to build a new dream. And remember, each time you are restarting, you have an advantage because you have a lot of learned lessons from the challenges that you have overcome to be able to help you to build back better. And so I will tell you, for those who have been following this conference since morning, even those who are going to watch the replay, I would say, welcome to the first day of the best part of your life. Because all my sisters in this journey, they are amazing and they are phenomenal go getters because they decided to pick up themselves and reinvent their lives and reset their lives because they understood that you can fall 9 times, but you have to get up 10 times. You can always fall, but you have to trust your get up. And like experts always remind us, fail is an acronym, first attempt in learning, which means no matter how many times you have failed, you can repeat the process. You will pick the lessons. You never fail. We either win or we learn. And so when you have that mindset, it's much easier for you to be able to always get up, to always trust yourself. And think of it, I always call all of my friends resilient champions because why? We all have 100% track record of success and resilience. Remember the times that you got so overwhelmed with a challenge that you thought that that was the end of you and that you couldn't make it. You made it. And I have also learned that when I am challenged, that is when I flex those resilience muscles. And so for my presentation today, I really pray that you will be able to learn that you are capable and that you always have a second chance and that you always can give yourself a million second chances because it is possible, but you have to be willing. And why am I really sitting here and thinking that I can tell people about reinvent themselves? Because I did it for me. I am a two-time divorcee with no children. And if you know anything about Africa, you will know that women are valued, one, because they are married, and two, because they have children. And even when you have children, you have to have a boy child who will carry the family name. And so you can imagine me divorcing twice, like I don't even belong to the society, and then not having a child. So I spend most of my life, like I'm telling you, all my life has not been roses. I have gone through a lot, and this is my story. I've walked with my head bent. I lived with shame, regret, stigma, and blame, thinking that I was a failure because I have failed in two marriages and I did not have children. So, no matter the professional excellence that I had, I still thought that I was a failure because I was measuring myself to the societal standards and I was waiting for people to validate me. And so, what did I do? I, I really was so broken that I had to find a way, especially my second marriage. It really broke me because the first marriage, I saw it coming and I could prepare for it. But the second time, I didn't see it coming. It took me really by surprise. And so I was really completely broken. I lost my self esteem. But there was a little voice that kept telling me that I was capable of more things in life because the work I was doing was impacting and helping a lot of people. And so I started looking for help. And that is one thing, when you get challenged, look for help. But I don't come from a society where we go to therapy. So my Christian background was very helpful for me. I was really praying and fasting, but I knew that prayers without action will not give me the results. And so I started reading books. I started going to YouTube. I went to YouTube. Today I am a content creator. But when I first went to YouTube, it was to find things that would help me to calm my pain and to look for peace. And so I started listening to videos on on the gospels. When I was going to sleep, I would just like put the book of Psalms and it will be playing all over, so that each time, even if I woke up in the middle of the night, I will be fed with the word of God. And then I started listening to music. I listen to a lot of music. I speak French, English, and Spanish. Sometimes I will listen to the same song in those three different languages and the message comes in different ways when you listen to them in the different languages. Like they say, when you are hurting, you listen to the lyrics of the music, and when you are happy, you listen to the rhythm and you dance. So I listened to the lyrics and they were very helpful. But as I continued watching all those videos and listening to music, YouTube also started, like it's today that I understand that they were loading videos connected to the kind of things that I was listening and watching on my feed. And that is how I started having videos for motivational speakers. And yours truly, the first speaker that I listened to and that I would never forget, Lisa Nichols. At that time, I was living in Spain. That was in 2018. And she was in Barcelona for a conference. And the video, the first thing I heard when I put on the video was, "You are your own rescue." Wow. It went ding, ding in my ears. And I was like, OMG. If I am my own rescue, it means no matter what is happening and everything that I'm doing, I have to get up and take control of my life. And so this I started listening to all her videos, and then I learned that mindset was everything, because the way you think determines the actions you take, and action is the prescription for success. Wow. So I now had to rescue myself. I had to take action. But where will I start? Because for somebody who is listening now, you will ask yourself, how do I start to transform my life? And the experts have said that you transform your life, you have to create new habits and become a new person. It's not easy to create new habits and become a new person, but you can take little changes. You don't have to change overnight. You take little changes, practice them consistently, and they will become a lifestyle. And then secondly, to transform your life, you have to change your circle, change the people you interact with. And yes, if I didn't change my circle, I wouldn't be in the company of my phenomenal sisters in the journey today, who are doing nothing but building each other up. You remember the saying, they say, hang around five broke people and you become the sixth. Or show me who your friend is and I will tell you who you are. And I knew that saying and it rang a bell to me, and I had to start looking for a community of people who will help to build me up, with whom I will grow up, who were forward looking and who were looking to rescue their lives and reinvent themselves. And this optimally means you have to make sacrifices. Remember, anytime you get something of, if anytime you need something of value, you get to sacrifice something. If I had to find time to hang out with my new friends, I had to sacrifice the old ones who were no longer serving me. It is okay to let go of the people and the things that no longer serve you and focus on the things that build you up, and focus on where you will have opportunity And like they say, you have to declutter. You have to remove the dirt to be able to receive the new things and receive the new opportunities. Because when opportunity comes, when you are not ready, when you have not prepared a space, how are you going to keep it? And so you need to make sacrifices. And ultimately, you have to be willing to go out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to stop doing the things that you were doing, because when you need new results, you have to start doing new things. And all of this, in simple terms, means you have to focus on your self development, because you are your own competition. Yes, I am so pumped up. I thank everyone for coming. The chat is going so fast. I can't call all of you by name. I want to acknowledge everybody who is here. There is Joshua, there is Maggie's, there is Marlene, there's Pandi, there's my queen on bias, there's Trina, there is Coach Sherry, Butterroll Boutique, Trina's Motivation, Be Amazing Sylvia. There is my cousin David Corey. I acknowledge your presence, brother. I acknowledge your presence, sister Lasius Journey, Deborah, all my sisters, and my daughter Estelle TV, and all of you out there. I am so grateful. And Patty, I really forever thank you for all your support. Thank you, Steve, for stopping by. I thank everyone. Thank you, Shu Shannon. I thank you, everyone, and please forgive me for everybody that I didn't call by name. Charge it to my head and not to my heart, because the chat is so fast and I can't call all of you by name. But I acknowledge all of you and I thank you, and especially for those who are going to watch the replay, please watch it and share it, and go back to watch the previous speakers. Be Amazing Sylvia, Pandi, Boss Online, and after me we will have Iamtracileee and Marlene. Marlene, who is the one who had the courage to say yes to an assignment that God gave her to put all of this together. So I am grateful to you, Marlene. I am grateful to you, all my sisters in the journey. I am learning a lot from you, because you are nothing but a group of phenomenal achievers whose main duty is to build each other up. So thank you so much. And so we will continue. I'm running fast because I am looking at the time, and we will continue. And so once I understood that I was my own competition, it gave me the focus on the yes in my heart for everything that I want, and which completely closed my ears to the no of the crowd, the no of the society, the no of all the naysayers. I didn't focus on what people would think, what people would say, or how I would look like. I focused on building myself. I focused on making myself better each new day than I was the previous day. And this was so helpful because I was willing to find something I am good at and optimize it to be of service. Because if I couldn't have children and I couldn't stay in marriage, at least I am good at something. And that is why I am on this mission to tell you, you are not a failure because you failed at something. No. If you failed at things, if you have tried things and you have failed, find that thing that you are good at and do you. Just be authentic and don't try to please everybody. It is not possible, because everybody has one thing or another to say about you which is different from what your focus is. So focus on yourself and be the best you are, so that you can be a good influence on the people you are called to serve. You know, because we have a tendency to expect people to validate our existence or determine our worth. And we always think that we are not as valuable as some famous people, and that we are not able to bring value because we are just us. No, the truth is, everyone has a scar. Everyone has gone through challenges. Because why? Life is not a smooth sail. Life is full of challenges, ups and downs, mountaintops, valleys, and what have you. Sometimes we even lose our loved ones. But the truth is, it is during those moments that we are challenged that gives us the opportunity to know how resilient we are, because we dig deep within us to look for answers. And the good thing is, the answers are within us. But however, it is not like an easy step to follow. You have to go step by step, because change does not come overnight. And how did I do it? The first thing for me was take responsibility for my failures and own my challenges. Be willing to confront your scars. All, like they say, when you diagnose your illness, it is much easier to find the proper cure. And be willing to share your story. Sometimes we think that our stories are not very famous because we think, well, it's just a divorce. People divorce and stuff. But somebody somewhere is waiting for you, for your story to be their survival guide. Share your story, and just be authentic. And like they say, because for us in Africa, it's, I don't know about other parts of the world, most often people fear to share their stories because people will mock at them or will laugh at them. Who cares? And like they say, once you have shared your story, nobody can use it against you. And so what if they decide to use your story against you? That is their business. Your business is to do you and to become the best that you were ever meant to be. And when we are when we own our pain, we connect to the people we are called to serve. And that is why it is so important to take responsibility. Remember, they say take responsibility. They didn't say wait for responsibility to be given to you. Take your responsibility and own your challenges, brave them, and decide to look for the lessons and say, okay, this thing challenged me. I'm not going to let it keep me down. I'm going to look for the lesson, and then I can be able to grow. And the second thing is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the choices you made which did not give you the results you wanted. And Boss Life really talked about it. All the previous speakers talked about it. Forgiveness is capital, because when you forgive yourself, you regain your power. You make room for the new things that are coming. It is not easy. I have videos in my YouTube. I have videos on my YouTube channel that would tell you the process that I used to forgive myself. It is not easy and it is not overnight, but you have to be determined and intentional to remove that pain in your heart, because if you don't remove it, it's going to continue holding you back. And the forgiveness is for the person who hurt you, but more for you, because you are liberating space to receive your new opportunities. And thirdly, give yourself permission to heal your wounds and dream again. And I can't stress this over and over. Be compassionate with yourself, because most often we will forgive people every time very easily, but we are so hard on ourselves. Be compassionate with yourself. Accept your shortcomings. Accept that you are human, and then give yourself permission to heal yourself. You need that permission, because without the permission, you will be living in your past. And Joe already spend a whole 45 minutes, and she has spent a lot of time in her channels to talk about don't bring your past in your presence. Keep it behind you. It is not easy, but you can find a way to use just the lessons. When you are going to your past, you're going to look for the lessons that will give you the permission to dream again. And has there ever been a time when you wanted to do something and you thought that you were not qualified or good enough? Or have you ever felt broken and you think that there is nothing else you can do? My dear friends, you are not alone. I have been there too. But I have good news for you. You cannot go back to change the past, but you can start today, now, to create a brand new life of success and happiness, because it is never over until you take your last breath. Like they say, where there is life, there is hope. Give yourself permission to heal your wounds. It will take you every ounce of courage, talent, and skill. But also, it is because it takes everything you have that it also shows you everything you are. Because most often, we don't know how strong we are until being strong is the only thing we can have to do. And when I put experience in my reset acronym, like they say, experience is the best teacher. It is not always the easiest teacher, but they say experience is the best teacher because they say you are the one who knows where the shoe pinches, you who wears it. And so, what are the lessons that I have learned all through my life that I would like to share with you? Obviously, in 45 minutes, I can't share everything with you, but I will share a few of them. And the first lesson I learned from all the challenges, all the experiences, and all the lessons: put God first. Have faith in Him or whoever your supreme being is, depending on your belief system. Nothing is impossible with God, but you have to take action and give God something to bless. Remember, He says, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open. Seek and you will find. So if you want to transform your life, you are not going to sleep in your bed and wait for things to happen. No. You are asking God, you are putting Him first because He is the Alpha and the Omega. And then you are giving Him something to bless. Lord, I cannot handle this anymore, but I have my hands, I have my head, I have my eyes, I have my legs. Show me which next best step to take. So when you say, take it, Lord, and you are giving Him something to bless, He is going to bless you. Secondly, gratitude. Be thankful for the things that you have. Do not only focus on finding the things that I don't have. Like I always say, when you count your blessings, you don't have time to be counting the things that you don't have, because you will be surprised what God has done for you. You will be surprised at the many things that you have. Try one day to count your blessings and just start writing it down. You will be surprised at how long your list will be. So gratitude is simply taking time to think about all the positive things in your life. And experts say this will improve your health, your relationships, your emotions, your personality, your self-esteem. Because when you are an appreciative person, it means you are a happy person. It means you are open for progress. And it means you are grateful for the things that you have. And for me, I always say my wealth is the things that I have that money cannot buy. And one of the things always to think about gratitude is sometimes the fact that things are not going the way we want does not mean they are not going the right way, because God has a way of answering. He would either say, not yet, He will answer in another way, because why? He is God. He has seen things you have not seen. He knows you through and through. He has heard conversations that you have not heard. And so when you pray and things are not going the way you want them, don't ever think that they are not going the right way. Because I always say, God is always on time. I spent 7 years in Spain, and I always say I wasted those years, but yours truly, in my life of traveling and all of that, if I didn't spend that time in Spain, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I was I was working in Senegal. I was married in Baltimore in Maryland, and before I finished the work to go to Maryland, my ex-husband was already living with another lady. And then most of my family and friends, they live in different states in the US. And then back home in Cameroon, I have all my family. And then I was finishing my work in Senegal. I didn't want to go anywhere where anybody knows me. And I made, I would call it a stupid decision to go to a country where nobody knows me. Because I thought that if I go to France or to England, which are colonial masters to Cameroon, I will see a lot of people there that I know. But if I go to Spain, it's unlikely that I will see anybody that I know. And so I was running away instead of facing it. And then I went bang to a country I didn't even speak Spanish. I had to start learning the language. I was like put in the middle of nowhere and I had to survive. And that is when I flexed the muscles because I knew that here it is only you. I just told my family that I was taking a sabbatical. Sabbatical is 1 year, but they were 7 years. What, as they say, what God does not do, what God cannot do does not exist. I learned, I grew up because I grew up from in a family where everything was relatively easy. My parents, my father is 90 this year, my parents are still alive. They still live in the same room, they still share the same bed for more than 70 years of marriage. And so, and I have elder brothers and sisters who are married and who are so well. So I was like the black sheep of the family. And when you are from a family that is so successful, you always feel like I have let down everyone. I didn't let down anyone because I was professionally very successful. I really don't know if I was really good at getting married or I had the patience to sit there. God alone knows, but I thank Him for saving me and for giving me the opportunities. And so I like sharing my story because this will tell you that life happens. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. The important thing, pick the lessons and build back better. So when I started practicing self-compassion and just accepting that I was a normal human being because only God is perfect and that fail is first attempt at learning and that I could give myself a million second chances, I gave myself those chances and then I learned and I learned and I am becoming. And when Marlene asked me to do a presentation for this conference, empowerment conference for a fresh start, I was like, thank you, Marlene, and thank you, my sisters in the journey, because everybody needs a fresh start. And sometimes things don't go the way you want, but you have to find a way. And how do you, when I entitled it, Unlock Your Passion and Become Your Best Version, sometimes people ask, how do I unlock my passion? Because they don't even know what to do and where to start. And well, I did it for me. I used an auto evaluation tool called the SWOT analysis. And that is because I also realized that self knowledge and self awareness was the secret to unlocking your potentials. And like my other coach always says, everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something, but it is your job to know what is your Michael Jordan level talent. And so, one of the most comprehensive exercises that can help you do an honest auto evaluation of your talents, your abilities, is a SWOT analysis. I have a video I have done. The exercise, it's a simple exercise, but it's very important. It's in the description, in a link below this video, where you can use a SWOT analysis, which is intended as a starting point for you to reinvent your journey. Because when you do a SWOT analysis, an honest evaluation of yourself, it saves you time, money, and stress over things that you don't have control over. And a SWOT analysis is considered a strategic planning and measuring technique used to help you identify your strengths. The S is for your strengths, the W is for your weaknesses, the O is for your opportunities around you, and the T is for the threats. And so when you use a SWOT analysis, it helps you to ask the right questions and evaluate what you are capable of. And when a SWOT analysis is not very difficult, it helps you to find out what are your gifts, what has been holding you back, and what can you do, or where can you find help? How can you go through it, and who can help? And many other pertinent questions that can help you unlock your hidden talents. Remember what Pandi said, you can always change your why. When you do one thing and it doesn't give you the results that you wanted, you can change it and find other things. When you use a SWOT analysis, you can identify your strengths and capitalize on them. The things that you are weak at is those that you find help on. Don't go and stress yourself to try to build your weaknesses. No. Focus on your strengths, do you, and find help with the things that you cannot do. And then, when you decide that you are your own rescue, you know that you have the will, and you know that everything depends on you. And exactly when you understand that you are your own competition, your focus is on building you. You don't care what people say or what they will think and whatever. And so 45 minutes is a short time for me to tell you about my life, about the things that I'm doing, how to reinvent yourself. But you have a lot of videos on my channel that can help you. And remember, you are not broken and you are not a failure because you failed at certain things at certain times. When things don't fit, put them back the right way. And always bear in mind that you are your own competition, striving each day to be a better person than you were the day before. Remind yourself, it is nobody's job to assemble you. It is your job to assemble you. You are your own puzzle. Remember the puzzles? Sometimes we have people with many pieces and then we give up. God gives everybody's pieces according to their own capacities. It is your job to put your pieces together in the right way. It is nobody's job. It is your job. If you don't do you will not be done. And are you going to die and go to your grave and you have on your epitaph, here lies the person who did not use their gifts? Remember, like those of us who read the Bible, what did God do with the person who took their gifts and went and buried them? He took it and gave it to the person who had more. Don't be that person. Use your gift. I have traveled to many places and met so many phenomenal people throughout my journey, like my amazing sisters in this conference, and like you all in the chat. I have learned a lot from you. I thank you so much. It is an honor for me to share this space, to learn and grow together. Yes, I belong to an amazing YouTube community of people who have demonstrated that they can be unity in diversity. They accept everybody, not minding your origin, your age. Everybody is accepted in my YouTube community because the focus there is just collecting people who are building each other. Find yourself that kind of community. I'm talking to the people who are going to watch the replay, because the people who are in the chat, they already belong. And for some people who have failed me and who have really had a negative impact on me, I still thank you for giving me the lessons, because it is those lessons that are helping me to build back better. I don't know if this is my final destination, but I know for sure that every new moment offers another chance to reset and rebuild myself if the need arises. And you too can, because it is possible when you are willing to take action. And that is what I wish for you, because I know that the sky is my springboard. The sky is not my limit. The sky is my springboard, because I also know that God is my anchor. And that is my wish for you, to find your gift, find your potential, optimize your moments and opportunities to take your next best step. And so, what are you willing to sacrifice to work on your dreams? I am so grateful to everybody. I really am sorry I couldn't be following the chat and following you. I was seeing the everything in the chat, but I was also like, let me finish with my presentation. I didn't neglect you. I am so blessed to be in this community, to be in this network. Like they say, you find help, find a coach, find your community. And I am thankful to God that I found the best amazing community. I found the best network of people whose focus is just to build each other up. And that is what we should be focusing on. Thank you, Marlene, for the opportunity. We are going to our next speaker, who is Iamtracileee. Marlene, please, can you put the link again in the chat? Thank you all. Like I said, 45 minutes is not enough time to tell you all the story, but I have a lot of videos on my channel. You can watch them, connect with all these amazing women, and most importantly, connect with yourself. Be your own rescue. Build yourself, because self development, personal development is your solid foundation for sustainable growth. And if you are not first on your line, if you are not your own best friend, if you are not your own hero, who will be? Thank you, everybody. I'm really grateful to you all. Blind Guy, his wife, they are alive. Big Rooster, everybody that came. I cannot really name you one by one, but I acknowledge your presence, and I also acknowledge everybody that is going to watch the replay. Continue building yourself and make this year your best year yet, because it is possible. Find help and be willing. Thank you very much. Thank you, Luis. I greatly appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. You have yourselves a beautiful year, and we will keep growing because we are becoming. We are a work in progress. Thank you, everybody.